Okay, what's going on, everybody? Just went live just now, so I just put that quick thing out. I am on StreamYard at the moment. Get out of that real quick. So I can understand if nobody's here right now and stuff like that. So I did a quick thing on Instagram. So we should be doing good for that. Should be fine. Just taking care of some stuff here real quick here. Let's join the chat. Just getting rid of that real quick because I was in StreamYard. So just try this real quick. Just messaging my dude Darren right now. Computer, play my notifications. There you go. I got the right one now. There we go. That. There we go. There. And that. There we go with that. Just messaging people on Instagram real quick here, people. Just give me a quick second so I'm in another window. To get Mr. Oates in here and stuff will be good. And like I said, it's just a first time stream, just BSing and talk and stuff like that. You know, Q&A questions if y'all have any questions for me. All good there. See my man Gizmo, who's going to be a father. Awesome for him. There we go. So real quick in the chat. So just wait for a little bit here. Actually, I'll go to my window real quick. All right, we got some people in here. Thank you all. Hey, Caveman, thank you for joining. Like I say, first time, so I'm doing this in a YouTube studio. I was originally in StreamYard, but I haven't really done that completely. I was asking my fellow brothers and stuff how that works, but it's okay. They're busy having fun this 4th of July weekend. Thanks for coming in, Caveman. Appreciate it. good stuff. Like I say, just a chill out thing. I was on Jace's stream last night. That has to be a record. I think it was like a total of like 11 hours. And yeah, I drank too much there. And yeah, by the time I logged off, I was pretty red. So I don't think I'm doing that anymore. So hey, Brad, thanks for showing up, my man. I really appreciate it. Because the guys like you, I do this anyway. So I'm just doing this real quick and stuff like that. And yeah, my Alexa just alerted me of just one of my orders that I ordered last night. So give me a second here. I know what it is. I'll just open that up real quick. Yeah, it was crazy. I got really plastered a bit and showing off my cool vinegar syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale. And I tried to put that back up on my shelving that's over there. Yeah, and some of those fell and stuff like that, but no harm, no foul. So they're still good. So it works out. I'm surprised I didn't have this De Palma film, so it lasted a long time. Yeah, here it is, body double. So sorry. It's like, I know mirror isn't on for this stream, so it looks reversed. So I do apologize about that. Hey, Alan, thanks for showing up. No, I appreciate it, man. Hope you're having a good time with the fam and all that other stuff too. These were two different ones, Brad. This one's Columbia Pictures, so this is like a Sony release. This is an older. I haven't seen this movie in a minute. It's been a long time. It's one of his more trippier films and stuff like that. So, but yeah, on there with Jace, picked up 3, you can say, because Amazon was matching, of course, a little bit of the prices the Barnes and Noble one did. So I purchased 3 through Amazon. So that was Blowout, a couple others too that I wanted to initially get. So good stuff. They do. I think the other one was Indicator. That's probably maybe a better one, Brad, if you want that one. The Indicator one might come with a slip. I mean, it's the same cover, I think, just a little bit of different stuff on there. And this is from their Choice collection. So looking real quick, see when this Blu-ray came out. Oh, God, a while back. Yeah, 2010. So this is an old Blu-ray. Okay. Right, I know. Yeah, Alan mentioned the whole because I do it through my phone. When you mentioned, because I have the Mirror app on my phone and stuff like that, that was able to switch that around. So I really appreciated that because everyone literally it's still like reverse, like you're actually in a mirror. So it is pretty good, and I'm just waiting for my orders really to show up. So Amazon, one from them, the other one, the rest of those will show up tomorrow. I'm thinking the Grindhouse one is taking so long because Impulse just came out and that was part of the order that I did with the Cat in the Brain. So that's well, like I said, watched the Incubus a few nights ago. Vinegar Syndrome cover is better than the original. That'd be a cool poster though, but the original artwork is trippy. And I do like the extras on that a lot. And yeah, Brad, you're right with that and stuff like that. The director did a movie for Disney, I think he didn't want to put the monster in there. And I know he wanted to change the demon for this one. I can see why after you watch it. I can see why. So really good twist though. I love the ending for that. And then I'll probably I do plan on watching today Perversion Stories. That's part of my deep dive into Fulci. And then I may pair that with Don't Answer the Phone from Vinegar Syndrome. I really want to check that out. Hey, Texas, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it. That too, and stuff like that. And then watching a little bit of Dirks an Hour to Kill yesterday on the Forgotten Giallos. They're watching. Like I said, I have 3 of those box sets. Then the other ones are the rest of those are the bare bones ones, the first 2. So I may just go with volume 1 for that. Just look at those. And that and waiting, because I know CK did his review on it. And I remember watching that on the Dead Pit stream. He got the Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 set. I know Tony got that one too. And I guess the second one, I guess the theatrical cut is like in German or something like that. So it's in German language. I'm going to have to check that out when I get it. I might as well just show the Vinegar Syndrome stack again here real quick. I'll take the questions and answers if you all have any. Yes. So yeah, not a bad set. Amityville Curse films right here are worth it. I just missed out. I guess there was a box set of that too. Forgot what kind of release, but of course that probably sold out like crazy. So like I said, with this one, watch this one. Yeah, I'll do my review and thoughts on that one. It's not this one, Amityville. Actually, I think this one's the one that was. This one right here was from the original director, I think, of the first Amityville, if I'm correct. I think, yeah. So, of course, the last in this quadrilogy of films was made for TV, I guess, at the time, or something, or direct to video, excuse me. So it's just cool to have those. So I'm probably going to check those out. I can see that. That's actually a good idea from them because I know from that box set that they had, it was like the whole set and stuff. So that's pretty cool if they do that. Yeah. Whoops. And I purchased this one too as part of that sale. I've heard this is quite good. So these are mostly recs of people that I watch. I heard Don't Answer the Phone is pretty good. I like movies like that. Hey, Holland, there we go. Now we can begin the stream. Excellent. Of course, The Last Matinee, which I heard is really good. And this is from Dark Star Films. Released this, so I guess one of their partner labels. Good Deal, Texas. Yeah, because I always love just the Rex. Of course, Corruption, but this is a Pico-Rama title, but it's from the same director who did another movie that's on here that Vinegar Syndrome is supposedly working on, maybe. So then, of course, last but not least, this bad boy. This is my first Lamberto Bava film, I think. So really, that's Play the Dark, of course. That's a great release by them, so they do a good job with their stuff. I did see the stuff that they plan on releasing and stuff like that. What is it? Blowout being one, well, not Blowout, but Blown Away is one of them. That's an interesting title from them. I would get that. Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones. Like I said, I have that, and to Brad's recommendation of Hamilton books, I'm buying quite a few from them. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just getting real quick. Yeah, so from Hamilton Books and Dan Brad, these are great prices, so I'm impressed. Yeah, I purchased the Neon Demon, the Dirty Harry and Magnum Force double feature their collection, Trapped, Man Who Killed Hitler, and then Bigfoot, my boy Sam Elliott, and then Donnie Brasco, which to your point, is a very interesting Al Pacino film from him. He's definitely like a different type of cat. But yeah, just like going through the Criterion sale that was on Barnes and Noble, like interesting titles. Some I forgot that Criterion had. Thelma and Louise is very tempting, but I'll wait towards November and stuff like that, and then go on sales again and stuff like that, and get that 4K since it's Ridley Scott. I forgot he directed that, so that'd be good. That'd be good film to great film to pick up and stuff like that. And then of course Jaws 2 releasing on the 4th of July. Alan, I think you got that special edition too. I know for a fact you had that on pre-order. Then, of course, talking to Alan too, when I saw that, and I was kind of surprised they had the Psycho box set on 4K from Arrow. That's a must pick up for me. Seeing all those movies in the glorious 4K is a treat. Then, of course, Blood and Black Lace. That's the Arte version of that one too. That was a must pick up for me because that's my all-time favorite giallo film in general. I remember seeing that on Amazon Prime, and that just blew me away for what it was. And Caveman, just mention them in chat what you want to know about me. If you have any questions for me, what I like, what I dislike, stuff like that too. I'm up for anything. Like my opinions on stuff, anything like that. I know I've streamed with some of these shady gents in here before and stuff like that too. Just quick, I guess you could say, synopsis of myself. Really, I started collecting when I was 16. And that was really with Japanese animation, which is called anime, and then Japanese graphic novels, which are called manga. Now, there's different genres of that. I've recently collected the horror graphic novels from Junji Ito, which I'd highly recommend. Specifically one called Uzumaki, which means spiral in Japanese. If they did that right. I know they did a live action movie, which is garbage. So they could do like a lot better with that as well. And it just continued with them. I used to have a lot of VHSs. I don't have a lot of those anymore. One of my all-time favorite horror movies, other than I say it's Friday the 13th, my all-time favorite slasher is Event Horizon. My best friend got that on VHS. I remember Sam Neill, and I watched that, and I happened to have a major headache that day, and I watched that, and that just took me for a loop. Yes, I have. I've seen Appleseed. I had the it's called OAV, Original Animation Video. Yeah, because Appleseed was done by I forget his name. You could probably correct me on that, K-Man. You probably know. Same guy who did Ghost in the Shell. Same guy who did Black Magic M66, I think it's called, which is a good old school Japanese animated film. If you want to check that out, it's almost like a horror film a little bit. But yeah, I've seen all the Appleseeds. I even see the newer one. I have the Steelbook Blu-ray of one of the newer ones that they released. They added like computer, 3D effects and stuff like that in there. So like I said, anything from old school anime that I would watch is it's the stuff from his last name is Kawajiri. Like say Wicked City, Demon City Shinjuku, of course Ninja Scroll. There's a few others. Uh, Fortunately, if Gizmo was here, he could give you some Rex too. But those are more horror, hardcore type stuff. I always like that stuff. Let's see. Other than just being uber hot here in California, I know where Dirk's up at. It's really hot for what he explained yesterday too. But yeah, really just waiting for my releases, and I have tons of stuff to watch anyway. Just irks me a little bit that I haven't gotten this stuff yet because I don't know if it's in across the country, but I know in this state, UPS plans on going on strike. I think a few days ago, employees were protesting outside of Amazon's facility over here. So, so that's a sign of things to come. So, but that's okay though. So I can wait. Yeah, and I could see Scream Factory doing that too, Brad. Like I said, because Arrow's originally a UK company and stuff like that, but Scream Factory would, like I say, since Arrow's a UK company, it's just with Scream Factory can be Scream Factory sometimes, specifically with the 4Ks and that nice Vaseline type stuff that's in. That may be just because the it's like a sweat that seems to go in those black shiny cases for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. The Regional Trigun is a very good series, Caveman. I agree. It's really dark. It's like you can say it's like a Cain and Abel type of a story. That's all I'm gonna say. There's comedic stuff in there, then it gets dark like really quick towards the end. I heard the newer one that they did is actually pretty good for what it is too. So. That's what I mean. I think it's just here in California. Of course it is. We have our issues over here. So. Quick question for Alan, actually. Did he, has he gotten his Insidious Steelbook in yet is the question. I guess we all purchased that around the same time and he was left out or something like that, or I guess it was on back order. That's the only one I'm going to get. I like Insidious. I don't know. Wong is interesting with his sequels and stuff like that. I wasn't feeling the second one too much. It started out good, then it just got weird towards the end. But we'll see how the Red Door is and stuff like that, because that's directed by Mr. Wilson, so we'll see how that works. I did pre-order off of Best Buy the Sisu 4K Steelbook there. That just looks nice, and I really wanted to pick that up. So. I'm just texting Darren right now. I was in StreamYard at the first thing, but unfortunately I don't know a lot on how to kind of get on through YouTube through here. So I just tried this, and that's all good. So it's all good for a first time stream. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kevin. Like I say, I appreciate the support. Appreciate the subs too. Like I say, because that stream yesterday, like I say, it's cool having Trini on there. That's a rarity. Your point, Brad. And it's like cool just to be there. Hey, Darren, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining the chat. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's a Q&A and just a bullshit type of a stream. You're Darren, so if you have any questions for me, just ask. Anything giallo I'm interested in talking about, anything else like that. It can be off the wall questions too, and I see if I can answer them the best I can. Because I like all types of film, to tell you the truth. It's not really just horror and stuff like that. I do love dramas. I mean, I really like 51st Dates for what it was. I mean, that's pretty deep of a film as a comedy. Let's see. One person I would recommend who just started her channel. Her name's Tiffany. Let's Get Cinematic. She just started her channel. Really good. So I highly recommend checking her out. Okay. Great question, Darren. Oh, I have not watched Torso yet. So, and then that's part of those Giallo Essentials sets, which I have the red, yellow, black, and white. I have not gotten the sky blue one yet. Sorry if you hear some noise and stuff like that. My air conditioner that's in my bedroom and stuff like that. I do have the window open here to get some air in and what have you. I'll tell you my all-time favorite directors. Number one is Ridley Scott. Number two is Brian De Palma. I know it's trippy, huh? Number three, David Cronenberg. I just love these trippy directors. If they can hit something with me, I'm all for that. Of course, Steven Spielberg, James Cameron when he's good. Yeah. Very true. And then, of course, David Lynch. There's a booktuber I follow. Excuse me, with the motorcycle there, if you heard that. Livermore, California, caveman. We are surrounded by Livermore Labs. My mom worked for the sister lab, Sandia Lab. And they're doing a Livermore Comic Con on the 22nd of July. We have a nice area down our First Street area, a theater area and stuff like that. And they'll be selling all kinds of stuff there. I don't think anybody of importance is going to be there. A lot of cosplay, stuff like that. So I might go down there if I do that. And I do live, like I said, Livermore, California has a comic shop here, Fantasy Books and Games. I've known the owner since I was a kid. It's great that those places still exist. You know, I go there just to get some of the horror comics that are there and what I can find. Really, it seems to have made a resurgence. Like I say, with Dark Horse releasing the EC Comics stuff, I would highly recommend those, specifically the Tales from the Crypt stuff. I mean, a lot of those stories, a lot of that stuff, Stephen King read. Oh God, everybody's read that. You know, people like Clive Barker, stuff like that too. There's another good underrated / you can say author / director, Clive Barker. Yeah, he has one of the greatest horror stories ever. Some of the greatest horror stories ever. No, let's see. Other than just my collection getting bigger and bigger and bigger, stuff like that. Will never be up to Tony, which is fine. He deserves all that he has. So good for him for having all that stuff too. But if I ever eventually get my own house and stuff like that, I'll get better shelving and stuff like that for all my stuff. Yeah, yeah, close to San Francisco. San Francisco's about, without traffic, about an hour out. Hey, Anthony, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it. Just doing a quick questions and answers and just bullshitting around. If you have any questions for me, anything you want to know about me, any of that good stuff. You and I think alike a little bit, so a lot of us do. So we're all fam here, all family here, and all awesome, great people. So. After Fulci, I will go with Mario Bava. I have some films from him, the late great Mario Bava. I have another release of Blood and Black Lace. I have The Whip in the Body. I have Hatchet for the Honeymoon. I think, and then of course Shock, which I think was halfway done by his son, I believe, maybe more. But yeah, Bava was just a great. I get jealous when I see whoever has what is it, that slasher, that proto slasher, Bay of Blood. I mean, that I did not know. So it's always cool watching the streams and stuff like that and finding out that awesome information. Because as y'all don't know, I'm just a huge Friday the 13th nut. I have not Caveman, unfortunately. I have not. I've been around that area and stuff like that, but I haven't taken the boat down there. I haven't been to San Francisco in a long time. Probably been a good 10 years. Okay, thanks, Darren, for the recommendation. I'll have to check that one out. That, and I've watched some movies from Ruggiero Deodato. I still need to check out House at the End of the Park with the late, great David Hess. See how that is. I did get Last House on the Left from Wes Craven. That's a newer Arrow Blu-ray of that. I think it was released in 2020, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. I can do real quick. I could do a Gizmo thing with stuff I haven't watched yet. I remember doing a video on that, so give me a quick second. I'm not going to do the Fulci movies in films in any particular order, so I'll let you all pick one here real quick. See that. So these are all Fulci films. Sorry about the reflection. So I have a Perversion Story. I have a Tortured Duckling. Of course, the Black Cat's in there. Of course, Zombies in there. Manhattan Baby's in there. Demonia, of course, is at the very bottom there. I have The Cat in the Brain coming. And, of course, there's Gizmo's favorite in there, The Devil's Line. So top 3 slashers. Okay, of course, Friday the 13th is number 1. Halloween 2 is number 2. And Psycho 2 is number 3. I do plan on doing a top 10 slashers, my top 10 slashers of all time. That's going to be hard. Like I say, when I do my top 10 Argento, that's going to be hard. So, yeah, I understand Don't Torture the Duckling isn't for everybody, but like I say, for Fulci in general, it's like there's something about these Italian directors that just fascinate me, that they can create this stuff, that because I didn't think they did this stuff in the 60s, but they do. It's like, it's crazy to think. And to Brad's awesome recommendation, I did purchase off the Severance sale Night of the Demon. So I am very, very intrigued to check that out. I've been down there. I've been down there, caveman. Like around there. I'm a fan of Jason X Holland for what it is. I like the kills in it, and it's Kane Hodder. It's quirky though. You have to just go into that movie with an open mind. But it is a Friday 13th slasher film. I mean, one of the greatest kills Jason ever done, of course. There's a scene that involves carbonite, you can say. So with the lady. So you know. But yeah, I like it. It's. I hate to say it. It might be my. It's not my least favorite of all of them. I love Dream Child. That was the first. That was my first Nightmare on Elm Street, Anthony. Was Dream Child. That's a Will Smith song. That's at the end of that movie, right? I always remember that. But I really like the Dream Child for what it is. God, the comic book one, Super Freddy. I mean, you can't beat that. Yeah. Well, my favorite from those. Whoa, that's a tough one too. I always love the original. I have the steelbook of that, Blu-ray of that. Yeah, again, when are we ever going to get a collection of that? But a true collection of that. But 2 holds a special place in my heart a little bit. But yeah, 5 was the first one I watched. 3 is awesome, of course. Larry Fishburne, you can say. My first favorite kill in any nightmare film. That has to be in part 5, The Dream Child with the comic book guy. I just like that for what it is. You see the paper all over the place and you see the hand. You got messed up. There's, of course, the TV scene, you know. He just picks her up and just slams her into that. I really like that. Great kills in that. There's the, of course, the Johnny Depp scene. Of course, that's iconic for what it is. But it all comes, of course, to the first kind of classic scene you see with Tina being just put up in the ceiling and all that stuff happening. And you're like, whoa, what's going on here? So that's really good. True, Darren. Yeah, very good. Again, like I say, another franchise I just love what they are. They defined that decade. Friday the 13th defined the decade for me. It just did. You know, like I said, with the top 3 slashers, it just did, Anthony. I had to think about that for a second, but yeah, I like the second Halloween better than I like the original. I'm just going to state that for the fun. Ooh, it has to be the sleeping bag. That had to have been practiced by Kane Hodder because I know there has to be a mannequin in there, but when he swings and you see basically the head of that sleeping bag hit the tree, that's classic, great stuff. There's the Crispin Freeman. Where's the effing corkscrew? I mean, you can't beat that. There's a lot. I mean, part 8 has a bunch of good kills in that. So, and just in any. So, of course, in part 8, the one dude where he just puts in the toxic waste barrel. I mean, that's just crazy bad. Just picks him up and just puts him in there. I love those, caveman. Those were really good. You got an art for that. Those were hilarious. He appreciated that too, so it's really good. But yes, those just joined in and stuff like that. I did a good 4 hours in Jace's stream that he did yesterday. for the Criterion sale that's going on in Barnes and Noble. And yeah, I drank a little bit too much Twisted Tea, so I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, good stuff there. Trini showed up for there, so it was cool to have him in there. And Skolder showed up in there, cool to have him in there, so it was cool to have all those dudes in there. And I don't know if that's a record or not. I don't know how long the stream has gone before on YouTube and stuff like that. When I looked at the thumbnail, it said 12 hours. So, ooh. If I'm just going to a bar to play pool, that'd be my excuse, is to play pool. It's probably Bacardi and Coke. Sometimes whiskey. I just got into whiskey a little bit. So bourbon is Buffalo Trace. Scotch is Monkey Shoulder. Favorite fast food place? Wiener Schnitzel. Used to go there with my grandfather as a kid. Yeah, chili cheese fries. I can't beat that. It's that and McDonald's because they have the best fries. That can be debatable. There is a place in Livermore. I knew the original owner and stuff like that. He's long since retired, called Dandy Dogs. Best place ever to get a hot dog and hamburgers and stuff like that. Just awesome. Of course, we have an In-N-Out here. That's always a great place to go. Their fries isn't the best, but their burgers are good. Favorite 5 physical media releases. Here we go. Give me a second. This won't take long at front. Quick stack. You probably already know, but I'll just start with, of course, Roadhouse. Of course, this was an awesome release by Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, you can't get better than this. I love this movie so much. Probably one of my top favorite Swayze films, and of course, Sam Elliott being Sam Elliott. I'm just showing this because I have the Steelbook version of this. I love Cloverfield. It's my all-time favorite found footage film. When Arrow released this was a day one purchase. So, of course, I have the collector's edition DVD. I'll show that off one of these days, too, when I do a video of my DVDs that I own. And, of course, this is the Steelbook, the anniversary of Friday the 13th. So, of course, the box set over there is the greatest box set of all time that I have, Friday the 13th. My box set of the year, I think for last year, was the Paranormal Activity box set that Paramount released. That came out of nowhere. I love that box set because it comes with Kin, which I highly recommend. It's a good film. Yeah, I like it when they come with the booklet. But yeah, Anthony, a lot of stuff to choose from and stuff like that. I would say when I finally got Gladiator on 4K, I was super hyped, specifically with the slip. That movie looks good, whatever format you can have it in. I know there's a steelbook of that I would like, but I would like a collector's edition of that, so it'd be nice. There's that Film Vault version of Scarface. I'm happy to have that. Really happy to have that. So, but yeah, there's some sets that I've gotten. I was happy, blessed to own. That's always good. But yeah, I don't have the 4K of it, but I have the Blu-ray. I thought about getting the 4K when they released that. And that's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's my all-time, like an all-time favorite for me. Of course, that goes back to my childhood. So just looking at my shelves of what I can see from distance here, I just thought it was like a great release that I just picked up day one, you can say. RoboCop is another great release that Arrow did. I wouldn't mind them doing a version like that for RoboCop too, but that I don't know. I don't think I've seen Nightmare before. I might, but it's been a bit. There's a lot of stuff, like I say, just watching your channels for the first time a while back, just opening the door to a lot of these releases I didn't hear about. Like I said, I was so glad to grab the Incubus during that sale that Vinegar Syndrome did, because I did not know that movie was going to be that good. Like I say, the Psychic that just came out from Severin and stuff like that, that is very tempting. I'm not paying $55 for that 4K. I'm not justifying getting over 100, for free shipping. I just can't. I can't do it. It's just... Very nice. Like I said, with the Vinegar Syndrome one, blown away. I've never owned that in physical format before. I haven't seen that movie in a bit. Tommy Lee Jones is crazy in that film. Unfortunately, I haven't been to the theater in a long time. I live close to one, so I haven't been to one. There hasn't been like a lot of stuff to me hasn't been worth seeing. I kind of wanted to go see The Flash, but that's okay. I'll wait for a physical media release of that and watch it. Okay. Ooh. The orange flavor Mountain Dew. I forget the name of it. There's something about that. That and Grape Crush soda, which through my grocery store, since I order that, you can only get in these small glass bottles. They don't do it in 2 liters anymore. Mostly it's just sugar-free energy drinks that I drink now, Anthony. If anything, I try to lay off the sodas. But yeah, that was a good question. That too, and I have one more vacation coming. I think I have a total of. I thought I had a total of 3, but I actually have 4. So I have one more kind of coming up. Favorite film of all time, Gladiator. Directed by Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe, Ed Harris, not Ed Harris, but the other Harris, Joaquin Phoenix, the dude that passed during the filming of that, Oliver Reed, Shadows and Dust. Yeah, I can quote that. I've seen it a bunch of times. I mentioned that in Jace's stream last night. Love the first one. The second one I have not seen. The third one I love to death. Almost as good as the first, but the first holds a place in horror history. But 3 is really good. That's one of Brad Dourif's best performances as an evil character. But yeah, I love The Exorcist 3. George C. Scott being George C. Scott. Yeah, I love that film. I remember, like I say, a lot of those films I saw on Prime Video. I'm like, of course, Eli Roth mentioned it in his stuff. You know, just that scene with the big scissors, you can call them, is just iconic, and that gets you a bunch of jump scares if you haven't seen it before. You know, you're just like, whoa, 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 and then it's just like the same shot in that hospital, the same shot. It's just sitting there, and then she walks, and then all of a sudden you see it. So it's like, whoa, okay. Yeah, so great film. I almost thought about that as a top 3 slasher there, Anthony, but it's up there. I thought about getting that 4K, but it's like I like the Blu-ray that I have from Scream Factory. It's a good Blu-ray. The only upgrades I've gotten from 4K from Scream Factory is Halloween 2 with that one that they released, and then I think that's it. All the other stuff from Scream Factory I've gotten a 4K off of recommendations from you all. Like I did that major big haul when Shout Factory had their sale. Escape from New York, which is getting up there as one of my favorite all-time Carpenter movies. I got this collector set of that. Came with the pens and poster, all that good stuff. I'm a big fan of The Changeling. It's more of a thriller of a film. Of course, a lot of those scenes in there are terrifying. It's just that scene where he's trying to get to the senator. Just like just won't talk to him about what happened there and all that other stuff too. So it's a very haunting film. Yeah, I have the Severin Blu-ray of that with the slip. That's a nice slip for that. Terminator. I actually love all the movies for what they are. I love that universe. This is a hot take. I liked Regenesis, I think it's called. I actually like that movie. It's a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for. I like the twist in that. Matt Smith's in there for like a minute. You didn't know. So it's but yeah, and that's a hard question, Anthony. You suck. Because Alien, directed by the great Ridley Scott, was done in the year of my birth, 1979. I remember asking my Alexa dot blockbuster movies you can say that came out in the year 1979. That was one of them. I'm like, oh hell yeah! So. Predator is a close to that, because I love the first one. I love the second one, and Predators is quite good film with Adrian Brody and Topher Grace. Event Horizon. That movie gives me nightmares. I'll say that, and to Brad's recommendation, if it can stick with you, then it did its part. Yeah, Event Horizon. I mean, the whole Hellraiser in space scenario like that is so good and so haunting. That and The Untold Story. I mean, Anthony Wong, being the great actor that he is, can just do that switch and just change to a character that you absolutely do not like, that you despise, and that you are terrified of. So, it's a slasher, Darren. It's a slasher because you don't see the creature at first. With that one actor who died a few years back with the cat, and you see it rise up like real quick, and you realize how big it is. It's like, but yeah, that's a slasher. In space, no one can hear you scream. One of the greatest lines ever for a film. Go to comedy film. Superbad. I love Superbad. Jonah Hill and Emma Stone. Dude, it's a great film. It's a good period film. That's an all-star cast too of people. I'd say that Pineapple Express doesn't hold up as much as I wanted it to. Yeah. We haven't got a 4K release of that either. I'd like one. I think maybe we have. Maybe when the anniversary shows up for that film, because it was made well back. That's the first film I ever saw Michael Cera in. Yeah, that's a really good film. That's one of Seth Rogen's better performances on a film. The 40-Year-Old Virgin, of course. That's a go-to. But yeah, there's been a lot of great comedies back in the day. One of the more classic ones. Throw Mama from the Train is really funny. Um, yes and no. They're okay. It's kind of a weird, dry humor for me, Anthony. Oh, that's a great question, Darren. Um, Formula 51, I do not think has a Blu-ray. That has Samuel L. Jackson in it and some other people. That movie's kind of crazy for a film. I know there was a release on Blu-ray. I'd like a re-release, 187 with him in it. That's an underrated crime type of a movie. I highly recommend that. It's a gritty film. Let's see. Some already came out. I remember seeing the trailers for it all the time, and I know Scream Factory released that, and that's Dr. Giggles. I used to see trailers for that all the time as a kid. So, I mean, that's good that they released that. I'd have to look at my DVDs, what I have for films. There's probably been a few I don't think have gotten releases that I would like. Let's see. But yeah, I'd literally have to go through all my DVDs there, Darren, and think if they've been released on Blu-ray or 4K yet. it's been a minute. Like I say, with certain ones I thought would never get a Blu-ray release, and they had. So it was always good to see that. Because mostly I have all my my DVDs stored up because I replaced them with my Blu-rays and 4Ks on my shelves because I had them all stacked with DVDs. There is a Blu-ray of it. I'll say this: we need a 4K of, and that's Death Sentence. I have that on DVD, and I love Death Sentence to death, literally. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite Bond films. Ooh, good question, Anthony. Slip covers. I like steel books, but I've just gotten into those. But I'll say slip covers. If if the art on the slipcover is different than the actual Blu-ray case or whatever case, it's worth it. So that's why I'm kind of going with that. Bluebird and the Cop I've heard of. They're Texas. Okay. It had one Texas. It just went out of print. It's been way out of print. With the Steelbook thing, like I say, with the Superman set, I'd rather get the 4K set, that comes with the slips or something like that, or that box that was released, rather than the Steelbooks. Steelbooks would be nice, but I don't know. It seemed weird. To your question, Darren, too, because I had the DVD and I don't have it anymore. The Terminator, I want a better release of that by itself. Oh, and most people don't. That I want. Oh God. This just comes to mind. I remember seeing it. Slumber Party Massacre is kind of weird, but I would love. I plan on getting that double feature, like on 4K. Visiting Hours. If you have not seen that film, is a slasher with Michael Ironside. He is batshit crazy in that. Worst movie theater going experience? Seed of Chucky. There was a kid in the theater that literally shouted out, "Fuck this movie." So that's the one F word you're going to get for the day. That and the first time I went to see Rogue One, I was at the very front row, and it was like a 3D experience like that. That did not work. The only Chucky film I would get on 4K is Bride of Chucky. Then I'm good. Seed of Chucky was not good. It was like a bad comedy, as I've stated before. And seeing that in the theater, I was like, dude, what the hell is this? So I've never walked out of any theater for a movie. Never done that. Because mostly I have an open mind to everything. I see everything for what they are. Upper, like upper center, they're on. Because you get kind of the bigger screen. You know what I mean? You get kind of the full experience wise and stuff like that too. So. And I'm a nice theater in Livermore. It's a nice theater. It's just, sometimes it gets overcrowded. For a couple years, when I started watching, Pop's Movie Dungeon, um, greatest films of those years, where he started in like the late 2000s and went down. Um, they mentioned those and stuff like that, and then it just popped up in my mentions for a Dead Pit. And then watching Garrett's and Uncle Bill's when they did their scariest moments list streams and stuff like that too. And I love Uncle Bill; he's such a cool dude. CK, they're all a bunch of great people there. The captain, of course, Steve, Dana, doing a stream with her and you was great. So yeah, great bunch of dudes. It linked me to some of their older streams, and yeah, they're just hardcore great horror fans, and just doing it for fun, and just made a great thing from it. So, and yeah, really for the love of movies. I remember it was originally for horror. It was originally CHH. I love Christian. He's great dude. Hardcore Friday the 13th nut like I am, and just watching his reviews and stuff like that, or his Blu-rays that he wants you to own, that you should own, that really got me into collecting. Like I'm like going, oh yeah, absolutely, this, great stuff. It has to be popcorn with extra butter. There's something about that. I really haven't had anything else to that point. And like I say, specifically if the movie is good, that tub of popcorn is like gone. You know. So. And I do love the fact that Uncle Bill is doing his his Italian film streams. I like that. Introduces to me certain films if I haven't heard of them before. That's really what it's about. Just finding these new channels and just loving them, or finding these channels in general. And you know, I appreciate Alan a lot, and Brad, and you, and Darren, Anthony, everybody, for the passion that they had and stuff like that too. And yeah, it's great stuff. Specifically for Pop's love for Sylvester Stallone and movies like that, certain loves for that. We may have a difference of opinion of our favorite movies for that, but that's fine. So, but yeah, just great stuff. That too, Anthony, is cool seeing your DC animated collection with a lot of those movies I have. I'll say my favorite DC animated movie is Justice League Doom, which I suggest everybody watch. That's really good. That's probably my favorite DC animated film, next to the Flashpoint Paradox. Um, really, I love Man of Steel. I love the Snyderverse movies like that. I love Man of Steel. I love Batman v Superman. It was just different. People had a problem with it, so I'm like, I get it. It's you have difference of opinion. That's what I loved, and I loved it for what it is. I mean, it's too bad we couldn't get more Affleck as Batman. I thought he played the best Bruce Wayne probably ever. That's kind of saying something. It's weird, but I mean, he literally looked like Frank Miller's Bruce Wayne. He even had like the gray streaks in his hair a little bit. You couldn't tell there, but he had them. Yeah, Justice League Doom is very good. They changed that up a little bit. Instead of the original comic book was Ra's al Ghul. They changed that with Vandal Savage, which is an underrated DC villain, big time. Yeah, I have Tower of Babel. It's part of one of my omnibus sets I kind of have of JLA. When I forget who was writing that at the time. One quick thought on the Severance sale too. I should have picked up Grizzly as part of that, but I didn't do it. But that's okay. Next time, because I haven't seen Grizzly in a long time, but I do remember it. There's movies like that, movies like Grizzly, Snow Beast. I've seen. It's been a long time. I thought that was really good. For a film that was about that. Yeah, so I like Animal Attack films. If they're good, they're good. Gizmo mentioned one movie called The Hidden that I need to check out too. I need to find that somewhere. Sorry if you hear chatter outside and stuff like that. People just chatting. Ooh, that's a good one. New film. Okay. Wow. The movie experience was good. I actually have that on Blu-ray. Gizmo doesn't like that, but that's a Beast with Idris Elba. I actually really like that film. I was actually highly impressed. I know it's like digital, like animatronics and stuff like that, but there's some certain scenes that they did in that film in the dark that really matched the movie for me. So I really like that. It reminded me a lot of The Ghost in the Darkness a bit. So I really like that one. It didn't blow me away, but I was really impressed by it. Oh. All Quiet on the Western Front. As a war movie, that was very good. Other than that, really like a lot of new stuff I haven't seen, unfortunately. I kind of wait till it comes out on 4K really and just buy that. It seems to be going pretty quickly if it doesn't do well in theater, which is too bad sometimes. That's why I probably loved X so much and seeing that in the theater, and that stayed there for a bit, because I love X a lot. And Pearl's okay. And then I was hyped to see the trailer for Francine, and they play that song at my work every once in a while. So, I mean, as soon as I hear that song, I think of Francine. Or Maxine, excuse me. Like I said, if it's a good movie experience, that's what I mean. If it's a good theater experience, because I like movies like that can kind of jump all at you. And yeah, Beast surprised me, so that's why I probably liked it a lot more than most. Other than that, yeah, like a lot of newer stuff just hasn't really impressed me, or I just haven't watched yet. So. I love Student Bodies, Darren. That's probably my favorite. Just considering, I think at the start they say, like from like to 84, I think they say like every slasher that was put in theaters was like considered like a success during that time, because people just flocked to see them. So I always like that. It's pretty good stuff in there. I love the cover. I love the cover to that Blu-ray too. That's great. So it's very good. I have that too. I haven't seen it in a while, but I had it. Vinegar Syndrome released that. That's Pandemonium. That's another underrated good slasher spoof. Even Scary Movie, the first one is hilarious. The second one is even more, but it's more gross hilarious. That's when I was really into you could say the horror comedies, like Not Another Teen Movie. I thought was really good. That's another good one. That's like a musical. um, Epic Movie. That's another funny one. The whole this is Sparta scene is classic. Yes, it's the dude in the wheelchair. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's funny. So, there was one I hadn't seen. It's like that has like a spoof off of Twilight. That's actually quite funny. But yeah, I love spoofs of stuff like that. Darren, we need movies like that, spoofs like that. When they work, they work. Was it? I think it was Epic Movie or Scary Movie 3. I think it was where Charlie Sheen is like the president or something like that. It's a good point on James Wood. They're Holland because he doesn't do a lot of funny things. He's really either trippy, serious dude or something else. He's another guy I like in that vein of like people like Nicolas Cage and stuff like that. That's another one. I don't think it was released on Blu-ray. To your point, that one might having Against All Odds with Jeff Bridges and him and James Woods and he's a former Bears player. That's an underrated good film. Oh, nice. That's great, Texas. Awesome. I mean, yeah, that's trippy. Well, one slasher, Darren, to your point that I like that probably other people don't. I forget the name of it. It's about a nerd who gets basically bullied to death, and I guess he gets his revenge on him. I guess that actual actor got in some deep trouble. So I know there's some stuff surrounding that film, but I forget the name of it. There's another slasher too I want to get called Cutting Class with Brad Pitt in it. You could probably still get that on Blu-ray, but there's one I wouldn't mind owning. Yeah, real quick, what I ordered from Orbit, much to I guess my dismay about the one and two, was the one and two Rob Zombie set from Vision, I think, and then Cold Eyes of Fear. That's an indicator release. I had that on my watch list for a while on Orbit and finally picked it up. Hi, Tony. Thank you for showing. It's an honor, man. Thanks for showing up here. I appreciate it. I'm just doing a Q&A session here real quick. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me, go ahead, my friend. And just BSing with the gents and shitty ladies here. To the point, too, watching Mel, My Killer podcast, which he did the 9 rad movies that made us and stuff like that. She showed Jack's back, and yeah, I picked that up off of Amazon, so I have that with that Mr. Spader in it and stuff like that to check that out. I'll tell you, one of these days, I'll do to my phone a video of me going to Best Buy again. I haven't been to Best Buy in probably a good year. Not after they started doing their remodel. I got really pissed off and I just left because they wouldn't let me in there. You know, that's one of those things where you may have to go back there just to see what they have. Oh, you're all good, Tony. Don't even trip about it. Like I say, this is just my first stream. Just doing this just to see if everything works. I was originally going to StreamYard, but I don't know kind of how to do that just yet, but I'll learn. So, you know, I just do this for fun and love physical media collecting and all that stuff anyway, so. You say, Tony, you have the better setup with your Blu-rays, 4Ks, and everything like that, and your nice basement, awesome cave area there. So mine are kind of spread out a bit on stacks and organized stacks, you can say. Like I said, Tony, I just got this like just now off Amazon. That's Body Double. So I don't know. You probably have this one with the slip, right? Okay, cool. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. So, always cool. Yeah, like I say, we really appreciate the support and the love and all that great stuff too. Just show the love back, you know. But yeah, like I say, just ask me questions. What's my favorite this? Some of the guys in chat have already done that, you know, asking me. But yeah, anything's open. Like I say, I love all movies, love all genres, to tell you the truth. So, but really, like say, with stuff that hasn't been released on Blu-ray, at least Kino Lorber's just been killing it with that. So, you know, that's what I kind of like about Kino Lorber, specifically with the I was waiting for a Blu-ray release of that because I don't think it has ever happened when they released the Missing in Action set. I got the box set of that, and I love those movies of Chuck Norris. So it was one of the better ones with him in it. Excuse me real quick. This is the version I have of Blood Black Lace. I got this one off of Orbit too. This is like a MVD visual release, so. I do. Give me a second, I'll show you. I have a couple horror books, you can say. I'll show those off real quick. Okay. So, show this bad boy off first. So, this bad boy right here. CHH introduced me to this because he purchased it and stuff like that. So, Crystal Lake Memories, really good release of a book right here. This thing's badass. And this one really got me into Giallo, really. That's because they reissued it, so it's the teenage slasher movie book. I highly recommend pick this up if you don't have it. This has great releases in here, and it talks about Deep Red. It talks about those video nasties, as you call them in Giallos in general. Like I say, you have like shots from the burning, stuff like that. So pretty cool. And then this one's kind of the first one I got. That's Paperbacks from Hell. And I have, when Valancourt Books re-released them, so I have this one, The Nest. Great book. I have not watched the film yet. And some other ones. So I do have another one that has VHS covers in it. That's a special edition book. I need to find that one. Hey, Tony. What's going on? Hey, perfect timing. Master of the 80s, Tony. Just showing off some of my books here. Just a Q&A, just real quick, and just BSing a bit with the gents and everybody. That I have some other stuff here. This was released through EC Comics back in the day through Dark Horse, and this is the original graphic novel for Dracula. It's an introduction by Christopher Lee. He mentioned something in here, late great Christopher Lee. So I'd recommend picking this up. It's not too pricey. Good sci-fi collections there there too, Tony. Yeah, Enemy Mine. I haven't seen that in a long time. So like really good stuff. Sorry to hear the people out there. They're just BSing outside. So is that a original release of Star Wars that I saw that you had? Through one of your Blu-rays that you have? That's a pretty good release then, if that's the case. That's an original version of it. it's always been one of those things too. And I saw that Bob's Blu-ray is doing his like tournaments and stuff like that too. And when I'm watching the streams, I'm all looking, kind of like Tony would look at his stuff, or everyone else would look at their stuff to see, do I actually have that slip? Do I have that? And you kind of look and see if you can counter that. Very nice. That's a rare release there, Tony. That's great. It's great that you have that. Like I say, there's another book that I have that has just VHS covers on it. The artist that did that and stuff like that spread them out so they almost look like posters, you know? It's really good. I know it's in there somewhere. I just can't find it at the moment. But yeah, the slasher movie book, that's the teenage slasher movie book, but they renamed it, so that's the slasher movie book and stuff, and that goes through literally everything. So it's up to a point. Ooh, that's a great question, Darren. I'll say off the wall more than 200. Don't ask me how much you think they all cost altogether, because I can't explain it. One of these days I'll have to do like Bob Blu-rays does and do like my Criterion collection, my Scream Factory collection, my Vinegar Syndrome collection, you know, stuff like that. Yes, that's it. The Dude Designs. Yep. Yep, that's it. That's a cool release too. It's a cool release of a book. I do that on and off. If it's worth picking up, then I'll kind of do it. If it interests me, I'll do that. I know Vinegar Syndrome has their comic versions. I think there's 3 volumes of Lucio Fulci's Zombie. I almost got trapped in that because I thought maybe it was another 4K that they're releasing. And I was like, nope, never mind. I don't want it. I don't need it. I love Fulci, but not that much. And Dirk may like that. But through Kino Lorber, I just got 2. They're doing a little bit of a sale, and it was cheap enough to where I'd get it. And that's Rush was just $10, and then the Usual Suspects Blu-ray. So there's just 2 from that. So I have some stuff coming. Yeah. So. Before I went on here just for the first time, but yeah, there was like, I know Uncle Bill did an impromptu stream on some stuff. I'm watching that, and he did one a few hours ago, and you know, so I just thinking, and no one's doing anything today. I might as well just take the shot at the shit and see if this works out. Okay, just get on here real quick. Like I say, I appreciate the support from everybody, and just getting on these streams real quick. And yeah, like I said before, since the 2 Tonys have just joined, I didn't expect to be on Jace's stream that long. I know Gizmo popped back in and out of that stream, so it's cool kind of seeing him. like I say, still watching. It's part of my fault. Yeah, I'll watch that today, later on today. Starting kind of from the start or a little bit. So Perversion Stories I plan on watching today, seeing how I like that. I was done with 69, I think. So Mondo Macabre, they have interesting releases. So, all right, Tony, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy 4th to you. Okay, I'll just go ahead and call it here. I do appreciate everybody for showing up here. I know this was real quick and impromptu. I'll try to kind of do a little bit better on that and stuff like that with the links once I start getting this stuff down and everything. Again, thanks you all for showing up. Thank you for the questions. I hope I could answer them the best I can. And again, thank you for liking and subscribing, whoever did. And I appreciate the love and support from everybody. And you all enjoy the rest of the 4th of July weekend. And try not to get too sauced up and enjoy the fireworks and everything else. And I will I'll talk to you all awesome people later. Thank you again. Y'all take care. Bye.